أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers in Islam. In this video, unfortunately, as I began, there was power outage, but I have to continue. I want to draw the attention of our Muslim scholars and those, unfortunately, are yet to understand that seeking knowledge is obligatory and compulsory on a believer and a Muslim. Certainly the Sunnah, there is no argument. Try to exceed Abu Bakr and Umar ibn Khattab in your worship. Always read 280 verses of Baqarah in 2 rak'ahs during Fajr prayer, and then others, you will be in the same grade as Umar and Abu Bakr Siddiq. I was reading the same book, Qawasim by Ibrahim Waziri Yamani on the tafsir of Al-Zamakhshari. I have Al-Zamakhshari, I think about 5 volumes. On chapter Abasa wa Tawalla, verse number 31. When Abu Bakr read wa Abba, he said, how can I say something or make a tafsir on what I don't understand? Which earth and will hold me, will not quake, and which heaven will cover me, shade me, if I say something not explained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When Umar ibn Khattab read the same surah and verse, he said, why should I bother myself on something which is irrelevant? It's not binding on me. That is taklifi. And Allah never enforced anything on us besides what we can understand. Then Ibrahim again drew a very important example, that Mu'adh ibn Jabal was permitted and encouraged to make ijtihad. And he lived with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam making fatwa. And he lived 8 years after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was sent to Kufa to deal with, explain Islam to those who are yet understand Arabic language. Ibrahim said that despite his position and his speciality on halal and haram, he was only able to narrate 157 ahadith. So when I read that, I said, okay, I will confirm his observation and the ijtihad, because I have Musnad Imam Ahmed. So after the reference, I checked his reference. He also quoted Imam Ahmed as his authority. When I referred to my Imam Ahmed Musnad, I found 151 ahadith. The difference is only 6. So my brothers, what I want to beg you and encourage you to, please don't argue with the one who had the means and the knowledge, provided he follows the rules of ijtihad, that don't say something until you are sure of it, that what you read is actually the truth. I did not argue with him on the rest, because I also read in the Naqshari, in his tafsir, what Abu Bakr said and Umar ibn Khattab. But I wanted to be sure on the number of ahadith narrated by Mu'adh ibn Jabal. I thought it was more than 151. So my brothers, if we are to respect ourselves and prepare for our life in the grave, we have to make a distinction. You see, people love the worldly glitters. They beg the rich people for stipends. If they ever get it from them. They're always begging, help me, help me, help me. I am impoverished. They give small. For how many years? If you are given 50,000 naira, I doubt if you ask that a rich man who can give you 50,000 naira. They don't even give zakat. If he gives you 50,000 naira, how long is it going to take you to spend it? If you go back the next day, what will happen? It will drive you away. But this is a servant of Allah. He spent a lot of money to get educated, because these books, you have to buy them. You have to travel. But if he tells you something about your fate in the grave, you dispute, you don't agree. But by the time you are placed in the grave, what is the most important affair, or what is the most important incident between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He's asking you not primarily. Yes, he will ask you on the what favor he did. That means those 50,000 naira, how did you utilize them to prepare for your life in the grave? Let's put even 1 million naira. How did you utilize them, that money, to prepare for your life in the grave? That means, did you buy Islamic books to understand the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on two important issues, prayer and fasting? We believe in your iman. We don't argue with it, but we want to see actions, because it is action that is recorded, that is rewarded, not words. It's action that is recorded, rewarded. The platform of entering paradise is your action. But look at this. You got 1 million naira, you never bought a single book, okay, to understand Islam and the Sunnah. Now you are given free. And look at the people, look at those who listen to fatwa and everything. For example, Peace TV. If they were to explain the Sunnah critically, because they made a long program on As-Salat, it was zero, nothing. And even I corrected them. I said, look, your program on As-Salat from A to Z is rubbish. It lacks practical details of the Sunnah. So, you see, we have to be extremely careful on what we accept and what we honor. There is nothing precious or more precious than knowledge of the Sunnah. And there is nothing that dwells one in hellfire except ignorance, arrogance, and lack of trust. So my brothers, let us base our scholarship on what we have in our library. And let us always follow the rules and the regulations on ijtihad. You must read it to yourself. It is not on the Sunnah, but I wanted to be sure that what I read also is correct. It is ittifaqi, agreement, that will encourage you to be sure that you are on the right path. So please, my brothers, be extremely careful. This life is transient. Assalamu alaikum.